Yo, what's going on, guys? Shake and Bake back, and today we've got some fantasy domination, or just domination, or even all-time domination tips for you guys. And I'm going to be telling you guys a couple of players that I like, and I definitely think you should be rocking. Now, obviously, I'm going to tell you guys cards that I think are a little bit more attainable than some of these diamonds, because obviously it's hard to get them. But I'll even say, like, some of the diamonds that are good. I'll show you guys some clips from this last game I was just playing. I am closing in on fantasy domination being completed. This game right here is versus a ton of, like, pink diamonds, Galaxy Opal cards, LeBron, Michael Jordan, and a whole bunch of really good cards. Again, there are some tough ones when you're in fantasy domination. There's, like, the grades, which, again, I've done that one, and then there's the awards as well, which have, like, MVPs and just stacked lineups. They're really hard, and you actually have to, like, scheme. You gotta pay attention, and you really have to try your freaking hardest, man. I've seen people tweeting me saying, look, I need the tips. I can't beat these, so I'll give you guys what I've been doing. Some of these other people probably said, I'm not too sure. I've just been, you know, talking to people and what they've said and what I've tried out and things like that that have, like, just been a little different from domination this year versus past years. So let me just talk about that, and obviously I'll have clips. Again, I'm showing highlights in the background of just me playing this game because it is definitely tough. So now, one of the things I key on defense is I'm going to play off ball. Yeah, for most part, I'm going to play off ball, and I'm going to play on a center or power forward who can block shots. You need to get turnovers, you need to get stops of possessions, and steals and blocks, I think, are 8 both. I think they're +8s, which is a good amount of points too, so you're going to want to rack those freaking up. So, I'm trying to get as many as I can with Kristaps Porzingis and Manute Bol. Those are two cards that I have absolutely loved. The Manute Bol is a Sapphire card. You can easily get him via the token system if you just play a little bit of my team, you probably can get Sapphire tokens. Like, that's not that hard to get. Definitely not. Even if you've just been entering the lock codes, you're probably getting closer to that. So, yeah. That card must have for domination. I can't say it enough. He literally locks down any center, power forward, whoever he guards. Every now and then, he's a little slow, but man, he can make up some crazy ground, get some crazy nice blocks. I'll be showing you guys those. Super nice. So you're going to want to float around with him, trying to get steals, trying to bait the CPU into turning the ball. I've baited them so many times. We stole the ball from them a ton with key double teams and things like that. When you're going to jump on defense and your settings, I choose to go with no threes, and then I do full court press. I've tried full court trap, and it seems like your guys get beat a lot more. I don't know why. And again, if you're using, like, Manute Bol at center, you want to make sure that you're down the court in time, because if not, you'll get beat. So stay down the court. It just has basically the CPU on your team, pressing them and basically trying to get steals, trying to force turnovers, bad passes, and things that you want to make them do, because they won't miss shots. Like, they'll hit shots if they're contested. They'll hit shots if they're open. You pretty much got to pray that they're missing shots. Again, even in this game where I dominated them, I beat them by like 25 or something. The only thing I was worried about was free throws. I just could not get free throws. I'm taking terrible shots at the end to try and get free throws. And I'll tell you kind of how, I guess. Like, the only way I've found out how to get free throws is just driving. Just constantly driving to the rim. Driving, like, into defenders gets you free throws, but sometimes they just don't call it. And up faking and things like that, just working the ball down low are the best ways. But, man, I just couldn't get that many. Like, by the end of the game, I think we needed 3 more. And because of that, we didn't get that extra. It's like 180 points, I think, because if you make all your free throws, I think it's 125 bonus points if you hit all 10. And then it multiplies that times like 1.25 or 1.50, so it's a lot of points. So you want to make sure you get your free throws. I didn't, and I still beat this final, not final game for Fantasy Domination, but third to last game, I guess, or second to last game. So, again, you need about 800 and something points. I got like 9 something, so I was a little shook because I was like, if I get the free throws, like, I'm easily getting it. So I didn't know if I get it. I mean, I would hope up 30, just destroying them. I had so many blocks, so many steals. Like, I think we had almost like 15 to 20 steals and blocks, like crazy numbers. Blocks, I think we had probably like 10 or so, but you'll see the final box score at the end. And those are the keys, man. You really want to do that kind of stuff on defense. You want to play off ball. You want to do it, because again, the CPU defends well. They get steals and things like that if you've got decent players. Now, if you got all bronzes, you might be kind of screwed, but you should be building up a decent team. By the time you're at Fantasy Domination, you've got at least, I would assume, Emerald or better. I mean, you get all gold from just playing normal domination, so Fantasy Dom seems to be what people are struggling with. You're struggling with normal domination, you might not beat domination this year. You might not. You gotta work on it, you gotta scheme up, but, yeah. some of my tips right there for defense. Again, you just got to jump a ton. Like, if you're trying to block shots, constantly jump, 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 and eventually you usually block some shots. They might get second chance points, but that's not too big of an issue if they score, because as long as you've got a decent little lead, that's fine. You're getting your 8 points for your block, and that's all that matters, and you get it every now and then. So those really do rack up. I mean, if you get 10 blocks, that's an extra 80 points that you wouldn't have gotten. So definitely big keys. When it comes to the offensive side of the basketball, how do you score? Now, how I'm scoring is a few different ways. I've seen guys posting up and doing spin moves and things like that to get some points, but I don't really love doing that just because I feel like it's so slow. I'm trying to play fast pace, score, 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 and then get steals and score and things like that. So I'm not loving that, but you can definitely do that with mismatches. One common thing you can see this year is the defense isn't that great from the CPU. They'll sit back a lot of the times behind the arc when you inbound the ball. So if you get the ball down court fast enough and you've got a guy with limitless range, there's a lot of players that you can put that on. It is a little expensive, so it's best if you find a guy who has it already from the token market. I'm not sure what cards do on the lower end, but there's definitely a couple that do, or like, I guess you could buy like a guy like maybe Steph Curry, the Emerald. I'm not sure what he goes for, but I know he does have limitless range equipped to him. But if you were to buy the limitless ranges, it's like 6K a pop. Or not 6K a pop, 6K total just to get it gold. But you want a player with limitless range, and you want to chuck some threes every now and then. Sometimes you don't want to do this. Like, if you miss a couple, you're usually not going to just start hitting them. Like, you got to find the spot, get in rhythm, and get guys into the takeover mode. Like, when I get my Melo, who's a diamond, in a takeover mode, is over. Same with Baron Davis. I'll go 5 for 5, and I'll get 15 points really quick in a flurry. And that's what helps me get these big leads on these teams in Fantasy Domination, and then hopefully in All-Time once I get to it. I'm closing in on it, man, but I want to get this video to you guys because I've been getting a lot of tweets about this stuff. So that's one thing that I think is really key. I use screens to get open, things like that, but it's tough to pass to the roller if they're anywhere decent on defense, because Bill Russell and guys like that, they're just going to steal it every single time. I do like posting up, though. I do. Sometimes I'll post up, and I'll just pass to the other guy in the post, and he's got a little bit better positioning. Things like that are usually pretty key as well. If you see any kind of mismatches, run with the mismatch. You can do that every now and then, but that kind of stuff and then fast breaks are huge keys. And then, of course, you do have to kind of just willy-nilly drive into the paint, kind of like terrible shots just to get those, try and get those free throws. And again, you can get second chance points if you miss, have your guys in rebounding positions, and things like that. You want a fast tempo with domination. So those are my ways to score on offense. Again, let's talk about my lineup now, I guess, because I never really mentioned this, but my starters are pretty much all centers and like power forwards and small forwards. I'm not running any. I'm just doing this because there's guys like Magic Johnson and these really tall players who are really tough to defend. So I've got Anthony Davis as my starting point guard. I don't really score with him a lot, but I do like the fact that he's so big that he can block shots, he can get steals, stuff like that. I think I put a couple badges on him or something like that, but that's why I'm running guys like this. And I mean, off my bench, I still really am using Baron Davis. He's really nice. I love that token Baron Davis. I'm not sure if he's the best one or if Melo's pretty good too. It's probably one of those two. I think it might be Baron Davis. He might be the best token player, man. You just gotta fly around on defense, and honestly, you gotta just jump a ton. You gotta really try to get steals. You gotta try, and you have to make sure you get those free throws. Again, 10 free throws is key. There's so many points. I got a little lucky beating this one just because I didn't get the free throws, and you really want to get your free throws. So make sure that if you get a decent lead, you really drill the paint, drill, and try and get those free throws. But I think I've given you guys a pretty decent amount of tips right here. Again, I show you the final box score. We just absolutely killed them, man. We just destroyed them. And we were hitting our threes, but you can hit these type of threes with, like, there's a whole bunch of the token players. I'm not running an all diamonds team. Like, I don't even know if there is that many diamonds in the game, but I'm only running, I think I'm running my 4 or my 3, and then I'm really using a couple of Sapphire players. I'm using rubies. I like the rubies. Porzingis is a must-have, as I would say, with the Manute Bol. Those are must-have. Those two players right there. You can start one of them, and you can sit one of them, and that way, you've always got someone who you can use on defense. Porzingis is really quick, but he doesn't have that massive size that Manute Bol has, so he just swats cards out of nowhere. So I do like both those guys, and I would say those are must-haves. Even though Porzingis is expensive, pick him up, or do what you can do. He's worth spending the MT on, and I don't usually say that, but I would probably spend 20 to 30K on him. He's worth it, especially because I've made 50K over in just half Fantasy Domination, and you make a good amount of MT. You easily make 100K for the entire Fantasy Domination, and then you make even more for all team. You probably make 150 to 200k for that one. So you'll make your MT back for sure. I've been grinding this out, man. Ain't nobody playing it for me. I've been trying to get you guys those tips, and yeah, man, I'm trying to get you guys the videos. So a little less videos for a couple days in the last couple days. Maybe just because I'm trying to get this out. I'm trying to get this done, man, because I want this Paul Pierce. Right now, I got 63 tokens. So what do I need? What do I need? I only need 100 and what? 150, I think so. I need 100. No, I need 90. I was gonna say 140. That doesn't add up. I need 90 tokens left. Now again, there is about, I want to say that final game. I don't know how many it gives you, but it gives you a good amount. But there's probably enough. So if I beat Fantasy Domination, I've got Pink Diamond Paul Pierce, whoever I want, which is Paul Pierce. I want him. So yeah, those are my tips for Domination, Fantasy Domination, and all time, and getting a ton of points, making sure you're getting 3 stars, and some cards that I would definitely run in the lineup. Like, there's a lot of good token players, honestly. Do your research. Look at all those guys. Look at their stats, their badges, because again, they come with gold badges, which is huge. For the most part, I think pretty much all of them come with some sort of a gold badge. So do that and look. And again, I'm adding also another badge that I've realized is nice is like defensive stopper is always great, but there's one shot blocking badge, chase down artist, where like they're missing so many shots inside. I'm chasing down blocks, so things like that, and rim protector too. That's the one that I've been liking. I put that on Porzingis and Manute. I think one of those. I think I might have added it to both of them. And I golded that one out, and that has been huge because they do actually miss some layups at time to time. And sometimes they try and go up with a slow animation, and I just block it to next year. So yeah, just quick tips for Domination. I know people have been struggling. I'll probably put out another one of these videos once I'm done with Domination fully, but since I've been doing it, these are the tips that I've been using to win. And again, it's still Fantasy Domination. It's difficult, but it's really not that difficult. Like, I don't know. I struggled with a couple, like the first great game. I did that 2-3 times, just because like I wasn't really doing what I'm doing now, and I was just trying to win it based on like just kind of just chucking and other stuff like that, and it wasn't really working. Now I've got a little bit more going on offense and defense, and I'm using again Manute and Porzingis, who I really wasn't. So I'm just killing it on defense, which is the big difference. Hope you guys did enjoy, though. Let me know your thoughts, and if you need more questions, you want another video on tips later once I'm done with Domination, I got y'all. But we're grinding it out and trying to finish this up so we can get those sick cards.